Hi, welcome back. Now, in the previous session, we looked at pwd command, which we said stands for print working directory, and is used to display the location where you are on the Linux terminal. So, if you missed this video, please look for it and watch it so that you are not left behind in the tutorials. So, today we are going to look at something different known as mkdir. Now, this stands for make directory. So the make directory simply means create new folders. So here we are going to learn how to create new folders in a Linux terminal. Just as you do create folders on Windows. So on Windows, when you're on the Windows desktop, you can right click on the desktop and then look for new. And on new, you select folder. So when you point folder, it will create for you a new folder and then ask you to change the name or give it a name. So we can call this Linux. So when I click on space here, it will give me a new folder that we have just created called Linux, of course, in Windows, which involves clicking. Now, on contrary, in the Linux system, we do not do clicking. So when we want to create a new folder, in this case, we call it directory in Linux, we simply use commands, and the command is mkdir, which in short form, which is a short form for make directory. So the usage of this command is just you type the command space. When you space, you name what you want to create, and we wanted to create a directory called Linux. So you just type Linux and enter it. So when I enter it, you can see no error is echoed. So meaning that this was successful. So when I list the content of my current directory, I'm able to see a Linux folder has been created. So we have now our folder here called Linux. So let us get inside it, and this is where we are going to be learning the entire Linux tutorial from. So I'm going to cd. Now, the cd command you're going to understand in the coming sessions. So, and the list, this ls and cd, you'll get them in the coming session. Don't worry about this. So, we are now inside the Linux command, and there is nothing inside yet. So, our folder is empty. So, now you have seen the basic how to use mkdir command. We just say you type mkdir and the name of the folder you want to create. Now, unlike in Windows, where if you want to create many folders, like let me say I want to create 4 different folders, I have to click, repeat what we did earlier on 4 times. Folder, then name it, folder 1, you go click again, another one, then folder 2. You know, in Windows is as hectic as that. Now, on contrary, in Linux system, we can actually do that operation all at the same time in one single command. So I will just say mkdir, then I space, and then I call it maybe, we are now inside the folder called Linux. So I want to create subfolders inside. So I want to call it maybe folder 1. You just call it folder 1. So when I do space, this will mean I'm meaning another second folder. So folder 2, space, folder 3, space, folder 4. So when I do this, now I have typed 4 different folder names. So I want to create 4 folders at the same time. So when I just hit enter, it will create for me. So if I list now, I have folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, folder 4. So this has been created at the same time, which you cannot do on Windows system. So this is how simple Linux can mean to be. Now, another use case is that what if I want to create hundreds or thousands or even millions of folders at the same time? Are you going to use this very command as make directory folder 1, folder 2, folder 3 up to 1,000? That will really be hectic. So still, in Linux, this is simple. You can actually just do this. You can just say, now I want 20 folders, So I'll just say mkdir, already typed here, then space, then I call it, maybe I want to call them directory. So I want it to be like directory 1, directory 2, directory 3, blah, blah, blah. So if I want 100 of them, so I want directory 1, directory 2, up to directory 100. Am I going to type this up to 100? No, it will be really so time consuming and tiresome. So what I can simply do is type, I first find out the pattern. So what is repeating? So what is repeating in this case is dir, is present in all of them. So the only what is changing is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm going to use something called brace expansion. So the brace expansion is something like this. So this expansion allows you to create multiple folders in this case. So I want directory 1 to 100, or 1, let me use just example 1 to 20. So I will get inside these braces, and then I say, okay, I want it to be directory 1 up to 100. Now, when you hear me saying 2, someone could be figuring in mind saying that, okay, should be something like a minus like this, then say 20. No. So in braces, in this square, curly braces, this does not mean 2. So what means 2 is double period. So we shall say make directory dir, then open curly braces, and then you say 1 dot dot 20, meaning that 1 to 20. So this will create for us dir 1, dir 2, dir 3, up to 20. So when I enter this and then I list, now I have directory 1, directory 2, blah, blah, up to 20. So there are 20 of them created right there. Yes. So as simple as that. So this is something you cannot do in Windows. So the same applies if you want it to 1 million. You may say 1 million. So this will create for you dir 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 1 million directories. As simple as that in just one simple command. Now, just as other commands have options, mkdir also has options. And how do we get to know more detail about this? Now, the same applies. You can use man mkdir to display the manual page for mkdir, and this is the manual page. So I can quit it with Q, and then I can summarize the usage using the help option. So how do I do that? I just say, I type this time around the command itself, mkdir space dash dash, then help. Then I display the summary of the usage of mkdir. So you can see we have multiple options. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to show you 2 of them. So number 1, I will start with the dash V. Now the dash V means verbose. Now it prints a message for each created directory. So you can always read what each command option does. So this will create for you a message for every created directory. Let me say I create a directory. I create a directory called maybe Linux 1. So now this would create directory Linux 1 smartly. Now if I put option V space, then I put this. This is going to create for me directory called Linux 1, and it will confirm to me that yes, the directory called Linux 1 has been created. So when I enter this, it says mkdir created directory called Linux 1. That's that. So that is the usage of dash V. Now the dash P, which is here, it refers to parents, and no error if existing, and then also make parent directories as needed. So these perform 2 important roles. So now the first case here showing that no error if existing means that if I try to create a directory that's already created, it will not give an error. It will just keep silent, though it will not recreate it, but it will be silent. Now let me give you a use case without dash P, and I want to make a directory. Let me first list for you and you see what is available. So in our current directory, we have a directory called dir1. So if I say I want to make dir1, yes. So now we already know dir1 is already created. Now I want to make dir1 again. What will happen if I enter? So it will say mkdir cannot create directory. Reason being dir1 file already exists. So this is the error message. So if you don't want to bring this error up, you can use mkdir, then option P to silence the error. So then I say dir1. So this will run without any error, much as dir1 is already existing. Now, another second usage of -p is that you can use it to create what is called nested directories. Now, nested directories simply mean you're creating a directory inside a directory. So, for example, in Windows, for me to do nested kind of creation, I would have to first create a directory called Linux, then open inside it. When I open inside it, I right click, I look for new, I do that, create another one. So I'm now creating this one. Now I've created another subfolder inside Linux 1. Now if I want to create another one inside session 1, I have to first open session 1 and then go inside it, again right click, and then create another folder. Now in Linux, you can do that. You can create a folder inside a folder that is not existing at the same time. So you don't necessarily need to first create dir1, then go inside dir1 and create another, So the nested folder would mean I will give a use case without -p, and you see the error that will happen. So I want to make a directory that is not yet existing called day1, and then inside day1, I want a folder called part1. So day1 part1. So I want to create part1, which is a directory, inside a directory called day1, which we did in Windows. So, but remember, day1 does not exist yet. We don't have it yet. So when I enter this, we shall bump into error saying mkdir cannot create directory day1 part1. So meaning that no such file or directory exists. So this complaint is coming as a result of day1 folder not existing. So, and this command simply meant create for me, the major focus was part1. So create for me part1, but put it inside day1. Now the command will look for day1 to put part1 inside it and does not find day1. So that's why you see the error coming up that day1 does not exist. So it cannot create part1 as well, because there's nowhere it can put it. You wanted it to put in day1, which does not exist. Now, with a -p simply means create for me part1 and put it inside day1. But if day1 does not exist, please first create it, then go into it, and then now create for me part1. That's what it means. So the reason we are calling it here parents is because when we are pointing to two directories like this, so the one we are looking at becomes the subdirectory, and then this one becomes the parent directory of this one. So it's like a parent to this one. So parent directory to part1. So you're telling that if the parent directory of what I want to create called part1 does not exist, please create it. And then create for me my target directory. So if I enter this, I will not now have any error. And if I list this, I will find that I have now what? The directory called day1. And where is it? Day1. Day1 is here. So I have day1. And inside day1, if you are to check inside day1, you're going to find a directory called part1. So if I list day1, you are able to see part1 inside it. So the list command you are going to understand in the coming session, the list and the cd. Don't worry about that. So yes, that's all about creating directories. So now you have learned how to create a simple directory, then how to create very many directories at the same time, and then thousands to millions of directories at the same time using brace expansion. Then you have also learned how to create nested directories at the same time using the -p option. You have also learned how to encode to confirm which directory you have created using the -v option. So we are going to end this here and then see you soon in the next session. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any video that has been posted. Bye. See you soon.